What's up, beautiful people? TJ here with another episode of What the F Stop. Today we're going to be talking about the DJI Osmo Pocket. I'm going to be taking it around with me today and do like a vlogging test, I guess, if you will, in the beautiful Las Vegas. I'm right here on the Strip. If you can see, my hotel is behind me. It's the Park MGM. Last night we went to the Janet Jackson concert. It was pretty cool, actually, being at that concert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my DJI Osmo Action. I've got it on my little B Steady cam, and I'm going to be doing some vlogging. So you're going to see a little bit of switch of video quality as I'm shooting right now on my Sony A6400 with my Sigma 16mm f/1.4 lens, and this is also the audio from the Rode Video Go microphone. If you want any of that stuff, the links are in the comment section below. But I'm going to be switching to the DJI Osmo Pocket, and then I'll be switching back and forth, and I'll let you know which one I'm shooting on at that time. So here we go. So one of the things that's always intrigued me about this little camera is how small the form factor is and how good the video quality is. Now, it doesn't work as well in low light situations, but I have used the DJI Osmo Action and the DJI Osmo Pocket kind of side by side in similar lighting situations, and when it's in the darker lighting situation, it's not as bad as one would think, especially when you're comparing it to like an action cam. Now, this will also be a test of the audio. So right now I don't have any kind of wind muff or any kind of external audio hooked up to it. This is just the actual audio from the DJI Osmo Action. So how does the audio sound? Now, I've used this camera a few times, not really like much, but I have used it a few times, but never like in a true like vlogging situation. So this right now is, I'm outside and I'm in the elements and there's wind blowing, so maybe the audio is good, maybe it's bad, I don't know, we'll see. Now, I don't do a lot of vlogging. If you watch this channel any, you know that I don't vlog a lot, but I do have very good intentions of vlogging. I just never really actually do it. So I've tried to get as much equipment as I can to do vlogging. The DJI Osmo Action would have been a really good option to use with this. The only problem that I have with the DJI Osmo Action at the time right now is that I can't actually hook up any kind of external audio. So the audio on this piece of equipment sounds actually pretty good out of camera. However, it's a little bit harder to gauge whether or not your audio is good because you don't have any kind of indication as to what your audio levels are or anything like that. So if I could hook the DJI Osmo, or if I could hook the Rode Wireless Go of this thing, it'd almost be perfect. Now, if you're doing any kind of still photography, so if you're posting stuff on Instagram or Facebook, and you have an iPhone or a newer Galaxy Note or something like that, I would do my still photography to post on social media with your iPhone. I've taken a number of pictures with my iPhone XS Max, and those pictures actually turn out really, really good. They've really done a lot with the mobile camera market. But if you want to get more, if you're shooting more professional things, you probably would need to bring, your bigger camera, such as your Sony camera or something of that nature. Now, one of the differences with shooting with like a Sony A6400, obviously it's going to be your dynamic range. It's also going to be your options of having external audio equipment hooked to it. Also, it's going to be your video quality. Now, this video right now that I'm shooting right now on the Sony A6400 actually looks pretty good. I do have a variable ND filter on this camera, so I'm going to show you what I can do with this. So what this actually does is allows you to allow a certain amount of light into your camera. So you will be able to get like a lower f-stop. So right now it's shooting the f-stop 4, but if I increase that, it's going to automatically adjust. Now it's shooting the f-stop 11. So you can choose that, and I'll actually put that in the description section below, because that is something really cool to have if you are thinking about being a vlogger, or if you do shoot outside a lot, having some sort of a variable ND filter on your camera. Now, another thing with using this kind of setup is if you don't have some sort of a gimbal, you're going to have a little bit shakier footage, because the Sigma lens as well as the Sony A6400 do not have any sort of image stabilization within the camera body or within the lens. So if you do have a gimbal, which I did bring my DJI Ronin SC, however I didn't put it together to bring for this video, which is my fault, my bad, I'm sorry. But I do actually like being able to use this camera just because it has really good autofocus, and of course the video quality is going to be awesome. So whenever you're thinking about traveling and you want to do any sort of vlogging, if you are a YouTuber or if you make any kind of short films or anything like that, documentaries, just think about some of the gear that you would need to use in many different types of situations. In this type of situation, it'd be better to have some sort of a gimbal, which is why I brought the DJI Osmo Pocket, because it does have the stabilization, 3-axis stabilization within the camera itself. Now, if you did want to get some kind of image stabilization with something like this set up with the Sony A6400, I would use something like a DJI Ronin SC, or I would use a Weeble, Zhiyun Weeble Lab, which I have both of them, which of course I just didn't bring them. So that's one of the things to consider. All right, in the end, you have to do exactly what's good for you, especially if you are a part-time filmer or if you are just a freelance or a YouTuber. You really have to do what's good for you and take what's good for you. Don't take a whole bunch of extra crap. It's just going to be a lot more headache than what it's worth. I went to Orlando a week and a half ago, and I packed everything. I had my drone, I had 3 cameras, I had my DJI Osmo Action, Osmo Pocket, I had the Zhiyun Weeble Lab. I also had the DJI Ronin S. I took all this stuff, carried on, took it on the plane, and I didn't use any of it. You know, the only thing I actually used was the DJI Osmo Action. That was the only camera that I actually used while I was out of town. I just wasted all that time bringing all that stuff. So just make sure you do what's best for you. Think about the type of videos that you're going to be making. If you're going to be having videos that's going to require stabilization, just make sure that you have all of your camera equipment that you're going to need. Make sure that you have audio equipment. I recommend the Rode Wireless Go microphone. It's the best one that I can see. You plug it in, you turn it on, and it's good to go. And you have all of the audio needs that you need. Sounds good. It's small. It's wireless. And you can hook it up to anything that has a 3.5 millimeter jack. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks, guys, for watching.